Hello? Can anybody hear me? Karen, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? You can? Mom, I wonder if you need to leave and then join. You can't see any controls. I can't hear Beth, you're muted. Hold on.
Tap the screen, Karen. Tap it. Tap your screen.
She can't hear you. She cannot hear.
All right, let's chat.
Not right now.
Hey, chat with her on Facebook. She's not going to know where to find a chat. I don't.
Which side? Other side.
Yes, she can. Yes. You need to join with audio and. It's not your volume.
Okay.
Hello?
You need to make sure you're joining with audio and microphone. You might need to leave and come back in again.
That's what I'm
Tell her to use internet.
What'd you say, Beth?
Tell her to use the internet dial-in or whatever.
Or if you need to do the internet dial-in and just listen.
normally I can do both.
Well, your profile picture is super cute.
Oh, I know.
It's
Baby.
Stetson. He's like one of the prettiest babies I have ever seen.
She's gorgeous. Perfect little angel.
Okay, hold on. I'm waiting. Yeah. Talk now.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me? I was on the phone with you before. That's Zoe, stop. Sorry, this is being recorded and I just yelled. So you're on your phone, aren't you, Beth?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you need to call my mom and tell her how to do it. Or if
On her phone?
she's trying to do it on her phone. Wait, Mom, can you hear us?
I can hear you now, but it's not very loud.
Okay, wait, Beth, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my mom can hear now.
But it's very soft.
Well, that's probably
so weird.
Probably your phone.
Did you call him up on your phone?
I have it all up. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I
Hold
hope
on.
other people hop on if they want to. I think they said they are going to.
Just the video. Okay. I can hear you, but it's very faint. So weird.
Do you have any earbuds or a speaker you
Never
can?
mind. I got it.
Oh,
There
okay.
there was a little thing, finally got the volume thing to show up.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, we'll just wait a couple seconds to see if anybody.
I'm trying to get my phone. Oh, here we go. I use a plate.
Beth, it was so weird to see pictures come up on my with you with long hair.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I didn't really know you with long hair, so it was like, oh my gosh, you are a short, satin-haired girl. I like the long hair; it was really pretty, but short hair is you.
Yeah, I like short hair is more me. I mean, I loved having long hair. Like, it was really fun having that like flowy mane, but I had so much of it. like it was really thick, and I was just like, eh.
Well, I don't mean don't ever have long hair again. It's just that you look, there's not a whole lot of people that can come, you know, do short hair. I love short hair too, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go back or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I like having short hair. It's
Was
easy.
long, go ahead.
I'm just a very low maintenance person. Just having long hair was just too much maintenance for me.
Yeah, it's actually easier right now for me than the short because I had to do my hair every day. But the long hair, even though I love short hair, long hair right now helps hide my age on my face, so I can cover up things. So it works.
You're beautiful at whatever age you are.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, you sound like my mom. Be quiet.
Well, just wait till you get our age and you'll understand.
Oh, for sure. I might have to grow mine out long if I keep on getting this turkey neck right here.
Well, that, and then I've got age spots that I kind of like cover up when it, you know, it's like, okay. And then the makeup, really good too.
Yeah, there ain't no shame in this woman right here getting some plastic surgery.
Oh, don't do that. You do not need, you just have to, it's just do this and keep
I
it
do
more.
that. I do this with my employer.
Don't do the
But-
plastic.
I'm gonna get it tucked behind my ear.
Then you just have to doing it and doing it.
Nip and tuck everywhere.
Just get the tape. Just get the tape.
This is
There's
being
tape.
recorded. Y'all, this is being recorded too.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Hi
It's okay.
guys. Hey. This is real life.
There's Jill. Who else we got?
Hey, Jill, can you hear us?
She might have her speaker muted because it automatically mutes.
Well, no, I don't have it as an automatic mute right now.
Oh, okay.
But we'll mute everybody once somebody else is on. I don't know who PM713XY.
I don't either.
All right, guys. Hey, it's
It's Sherry.
Bree. Can you hear us?
You're muted.
No, she's not muted, but I think.
Okay.
Okay, tell her to go up in the left-hand corner. There should be a little volume thing that I used.
We can't hear her, which.
Right on a piece of paper, left-hand
No,
corner.
can't. See, she's not muted. I
I
think
wasn't
she can hear us, but we can't hear her.
There's a little speaker up in the left-hand corner. Tap it, make sure it says on or off.
Yeah.
Now you're muted.
I just unmuted her.
Am I there now? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let me take this where I'm going to be able to hear. We have a plumber here right now, so it's quite noisy. So let me find a different room.
No worries.
Did somebody put something in the toilet?
No, the hot water heater stopped working this morning, so
Ah, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
lots of fun and games. Yes.
That's not games. Like quite the opposite, actually.
No, I got a mostly warm shower, but
Isn't it cold out there right now?
very. It was like 27 this morning, which I know is not like
That's cool.
Alaska standards, but that was cold enough for me.
No, that's cold.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if a couple more
Matt-
people.
Texted me and said she'll be in a minute.
What'd you say?
Komet just texted me and said she'd be on in just a minute.
Okay. Well, hey Jill, I don't know if you can hear us, but I hope you can. I see your name that you're called in. There's a chat feature. Hey Sandy, there's a chat feature on here. So if you at any point have a question while Beth or myself are talking, go ahead and type your question there. And then I am gonna mute everybody whenever one person's talking, I'm going to mute everybody else because it's usually a little bit easier to hear the person talking when everybody's muted.
Well, do you want us to raise our hand when we want to talk?
You can raise your hand, or there's the chat feature. So if you type your question in
That's what I'm
there,
looking for.
we'll try to go. Hey, Beth, can you tell them from your phone where the chat feature is?
Um,
I'm on my computer. That's why.
Okay, if you tap your phone screen, just tap it. There's a little thing there's like a little like comic book bubble, and it says participants. If you just that, you can like, type your questions there.
okay. Send to everyone.
Yeah, so you
Or-
can just type questions there, and then we'll make a point to, if we can't address the questions on the Zoom, I've got a time limit right now of 40 minutes, but I can extend that if I need to. I know everybody's kind of trickled in right here, so I want to make sure we can get to some of our points, and then we'll either address the questions in the Zoom call or private message them or post them in our event.
Start, make sure that you're videoing it so they can
Right,
always
right.
catch
So Beth, do you want to start or do you want me to start? Oh, you're muted. You want me to start? Okay. All right. So Beth and I are really excited to just kind of go along this journey with you guys with Plexus and sharing about products and how we're actually learning to do things differently. And when I say differently, I mean doing things different than how Plexus is training us to post Plexus everywhere. And that'll kind of make a little bit more sense as we go along. But for about 6 to 8 months when I started Plexus, it was new for many of my friends and family to learn about what I was taking. And so I had a lot of people interested. And then after about 6 to 8 months, I kind of plateaued in my business. And then that was around May. And then in August, I got completely burned out. I was going for that cruise. I am very incentive motivated. I'm motivated by incentives. And so, winning a cruise, I can do that. Well, even TJ said last night, like he said, you worked so hard. You're on your phone nonstop. He said, you missed out on life. You missed out on stuff because of trying to win this cruise. Well, I won it, but I didn't even get to go on the cruise because it was maxed out already. And I kind of was done after that. And then Miss Sandy Forbes, hold on, I can mute everybody, I think. Okay, I'm just gonna, hold on one second.
Come on.
What?
I want to see Sandy. She doesn't have her.
Okay. So Miss Sandy Forbes, who is on our team, she introduced Beth and I to some amazing women from Social Tenacity, Brooke Elders and Nicole Easton. And we got to meet them in November. Beth and I went on a retreat, and our lives were changed. Our mindset was changed. And so since then, we've been on this journey on how to network market without being spammy to our friends and family. And it's a huge mind shift in how we've been taught. And I will be the first to admit, I've cold messaged people. I've done everything that I don't want to do anymore. And I mean, like, hey guys, I'm up for I'm so close to winning a cruise. Are you interested in any products? And here's the thing, like I was messaging them out of the blue. They might not have seen my post, or maybe they did. Maybe they saw, oh, Rebecca's that crazy Plexus lady. Like if you went to my Facebook, it had Plexus all over it. I was a walking advertisement for Plexus. I was not being genuine and authentic to who I was and being me, and then just talking about products that are helping me. I want people to see who I am, not to see me as a walking advertisement for a company. Like that's not me. I am creative. I am inspired by life and family and friends, and I seek truth and all these things. That's who I am. And Plexus is a tool to help me get there. So Beth and I have been on this journey. For me, we've been learning how to become authentic in our passions and our goals, and how we can bring Plexus alongside of that. And so I'm still learning. Like, there's so much I don't know, but I want to learn this with you guys. And Beth, do you have anything you want to?
Yeah, pretty much everything Rebecca just said. Like, after winning the cruise, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever done network marketing before. I think, Shuri, you have, with Isagenix. And I did Isagenix years ago. But they just tell you, like, everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. And so, of course, what you're going to do is you're just going to, you're going to push it on everyone. But the thing is like, what I was coming to realize was, like, there was people reaching out to me with issues that I don't know anything about. Like, I don't know about Crohn's disease. I know a lot about diabetes. And I know about all that kind of stuff. But, like, I don't deal with digestive issues. I don't deal with diabetes. I don't deal with any of these things. I don't deal with being overweight. Like, that's not what I deal with. And so when people would come to me, a lot of times I felt really inadequate. And so, but yeah, I was reaching out to everyone. So what we're learning, and what's been so freeing in learning all this is, like, you don't have to market to everyone. Like, marketing to everyone is going to get you no one, like, because it's such a, and we're going to talk more about this, but, like, it's such a red ocean. Like, everybody's just chop, trying to get everybody out there. But when we were going for the cruise, me and Rebecca we were doing it together, and it was super stressful. Like, I remember just once it was over, I was like, oh, okay.
And let me add in something real quick. Do you know what, like, okay, I'm thankful for every dollar that the Lord provides, but we worked so hard to win that cruise, and it was a cruise for two. And what we got out of it was $500. Now, the time and actually physical pain that I had in my body from being on my phone and the computer, that was not worth $500 to me. Again, I'm thankful for everything the Lord has provided for us. That's not saying that, but it's just like, it wasn't worth all that emotional energy that I exerted. And so.
Yes. And so everything that Rebecca said, is exactly just, we've been walking this journey together. You go look at my Instagram page, and all of a sudden it went from, family to Plexus testimonies and pink drink pictures and, like, all these things. And people were just like, oh my gosh, like, that's not why we follow you. Like, that's not what drew us to you. That's not made me want it. That's not what made me hit follow on Instagram or Facebook. Like, people wanted to follow me, and people still do want to follow me, but they don't want to be bombarded with Plexus, pink drink, because it's not genuinely who I am. Like, it's the products I use. Just like I like to use a certain mascara. I like to use a certain, vitamin D. And the thing is like, who I am is someone who's into health and wellness, and that's who I am. And so what me and Rebecca have been doing is just learning how to take who we are and incorporating Plexus into who we already are and what we already are into. Because yes, we are into health and wellness, but how does Plexus play a part in that? Like, so I'm going to let Rebecca take it from here.
Hey, Komet. So actually, I kind of piggybacking off of what Beth said, and how we've all used Plexus. We know exactly how it helps us. Now, I personally cannot speak into weight loss in Plexus. That's not my story. That's not what I need. I need the emotional balance, the stability with stress and anxiety. I need blood sugar balance. So that's what I can speak into. And so it's finding your niche within Plexus, and how, like, who's your audience? Who is the person that needs to know about Plexus? And that's like, nobody's going to believe me about a weight loss product. Like, that's not my story, but that's many other people's story. Is they've had weight loss. they've had lower cholesterol and all these other benefits of Plexus, but that's not something that I don't need to advertise everything to everyone, because though Plexus can be used by everybody, my story is not going to resonate with everybody. It's going to resonate with a direct, a specific person. And anyway, thus far, does anybody have any questions? Because we are going to kind of transition a little bit into what we've been doing and who we've been coached by, and an amazing podcast that we're going to dive into. All right, so we're good? Okay, so Social Tenacity is run by Brooke Elder and her business partner, Nicole Easton. And like I mentioned earlier, we met them in November, and they really kind of helped transform where we are and where we're going based on their experience with with network marketing. And they're business women. They understand business, and they want to help people succeed, and not doing it the same exact cookie cutter way that everybody is doing it. And it's, you may have seen some of the things that I share within our team page from Brooke, where it's like, hey, it's not about duplication, it's about replication. We don't want to duplicate and copy and paste every single post that people are doing. And I've done that, guys, and I've probably told you guys to do this too. And it's just because I didn't know. I did have a lot of success in those first 6 to 8 months by doing what Plexus told me to do, but it stopped. It didn't go anywhere after that. And I have such a passion for gut health and these products, and I don't want to give it up. And so the girls at Social Tenacity, they have a podcast called the Authentic Influencer Podcast. And each episode is average about 20 minutes. You know, some are 10, some are up to like 32, 34 minutes. But these podcasts are simple, to the point, and they give you a call to action they give you a call to action, a plan of something to do at the end of every episode. And they're simple, but they're effective. And I've listened to the podcasts. I have not dug into each step of action that they have. But guess what? Beth and I are planning on doing this, going through every single podcast. And we want you guys to do this with us. If you guys are ready to do something different, incorporate Plexus into your passions and your goals, and learn how to talk about the products without being a walking advertisement for the company. But just let it be who you are, and let people see how your life is being transformed, how your health is being transformed. If you go to my Facebook and my Instagram, you'll probably notice that I actually don't use the word Plexus anymore. And this is something I'm really learning right now. Like every day, it's like I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I do this? So I don't have it down pat, but I want to learn. And so that's what Beth and I are going to take once a week, or one podcast a week, and just really listen to it and begin to implement what they are saying, and learn how to, put action to these steps. So the first 2 episodes, they have episode 0 and episode 1. And we want to do a call every other week. So that means, 2 20-minute podcasts every week and a half, if you can listen to that. And you can go at your own pace too. This isn't, if you can do a call once a month with us, and we'll keep in touch, that's fine. Like I want this to be about how you guys can make this work in your lives. If you want to pay for your Plexus products, your monthly products, is that your goal? Do you want to start bringing in some more residual income? Is that your goal? You can let us know privately how involved you want this to be in your life, but we really want to do this together. So Beth and I for sure are doing this, and we'd like to bring you guys along. Beth, anything?
Yeah, so back to the podcast and the aim. So what I would recommend everyone doing is listening to the podcast. And what we would like to do on the calls is basically just touch base, see where everybody's at, and just kind of get a progress report. Or, you know, if you're getting hung up on something, we can, you know, kind of walk you guys through it, or we can find out some answers for you. Because we really want to be, me and Rebecca's heart behind all this, and, you know, the heart behind Social Tenacity is to empower you guys to find your passion and literally just have people follow you because they want to follow you. Like, to have people join you because they want to join you, not because they want some quick fix, you know, or whatever, or they're looking for, you know, some incredible weight loss. They want to join you because they want to join who you are. And so when we start to share authentically and like just genuinely like who we are, like for instance, you know, just to kind of give you guys an example, Rebecca has some awesome posts, and you guys can go and look at hers, and I have a couple too, but like just an example of just one I did the other day, just to kind of give you guys an example of how to incorporate this into your daily life. I talked about how I'm a working mom. I'm a working mom. I cannot afford to call out all the time because my kids are sick. And as women, we do unfortunately get discriminated against because we have families. And if you call out too much because you're a mom and your kids are sick, like, you're going to lose your job. Like, it's happened to me. So I know what it's like to be discriminated against for being a mom. And so knowing that I have these amazing supplements that I give my kids that keep them healthy, and like, we've hardly had any colds, any issues this winter. There's been maybe like, I can count on like one hand how many times my kids have gotten sick since before Christmas. It's such a relief for me, and it relieves so much stress. And so I talked about that. Like, I just talked about, you know, being a working mom, not having good supplements that's going to keep my kids healthy and not have to have me call out of work because I have to stay home with my kids. You know, and then, you know, you just ask the question, like, you know, what would you do? Like, what would you do if you could keep, like, what would you do if you could keep your kids healthy and not have to call out of work, kind of thing? Like, you ask like these questions that just kind of make people think, like, huh, it would be really cool. Like, and Rebecca posted one on allergies. Like, you know, if you could take care of your allergies naturally, like, would you, like, what would you do? Like, how would you do that? Like, kind of thing. So we don't need to be a walking advertisement for Plexus. We need to be a walking advertisement for ourselves. Like, we need to figure out how to do this. And that's what Social Tenacity and Authentic Influencer does, is it basically gets you thinking more about, who am I? What am I passionate about? And what do people come to me for? Like, what do people ask me advice on? You know, what am I really, really good at? Like, what am I passionate about? Like, so it's literally like a whole mindset shift. And so we're going to be doing this with you guys because we've only been doing this since January. So we're really not that far ahead of you guys. So it would be amazing to be able to bring you guys along with us and really honestly just be like a big team and figure out how to do this together and be successful. So that's it.
Yeah, and like Beth said about the post, and I'm learning is what I'm learning is that the way I post things and the questions that I post, it's going to attract the people that really need to be here on the team, need to use the products. And so I rewrite posts over and over, and I'll send them to Sandy. Sometimes I'm like, hey, does this sound super salesy or spammy? And, you know, because she's been doing this since last year, she's able to look at it and say, hey, maybe change this around because that sounds really salesy. Like, and I don't want people to think I'm trying to sell them something, because, and I've heard from a lot of you, and you've told me that you don't feel like I've sold. And so someday I'd like to kind of dive in and find out what made you join the person that you signed up with. And I don't feel like the person I signed up with was selling me something, but there's still that something in back of my head every time I post, like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm trying to like hook them onto something. And that's not my heart. And so like, that's what I want to resonate in my post is my heart. It's not hey, come buy this product. You know, I don't know. There's just, I mean, yesterday I was having to rewrite something because it sounded salesy. And okay, so I'm reading a question from Cherie. What kind of results have you seen so far in this change in approach in your life and in terms of sales? So this is new. Honestly, I am just starting to implement this. But you've probably noticed, at least if you're following my team page, I've kind of fallen off of posting so much until recently. And I started coaching, taking a course, Beth and I both did in January. And, oh, the meeting now has unlimited minutes. They gifted me. Thank you, Zoom. So in January, Beth and I started this coaching session. So every Wednesday, we are learning about building businesses, and both of us, and you guys probably have this too, we have ideas for other businesses. And so I'm actually in the process of building something that I will take Plexus along with as a tool. And so that's what I've been doing, is diving into building another business. So I'm trying to figure out how to juggle all of this. And so now I'm like, okay, I feel ready to take this on and to kind of start incorporating this stuff into my Plexus posting. I feel like I am getting people engaged with how I'm posting. But again, I feel like I've really only started posting like this in the past couple weeks. So, and here's something too, most of us here probably have gotten those 6 codes. And so I have had 2 people join on, but one of those was a customer, and one of those is somebody I've literally been talking to since last early fall, end of summer. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get all of the codes moved or not, but I'm just going to stay authentic to who I am, and I want the right people to come on. So you probably noticed yesterday I posted at the bottom of, like, I have a bonus for you. And I try to do that in a way where it's not like, come on now, come on down, I've got something if you want to join me, or like I'm trying to trick somebody into something and be like, oh, you actually have to do this in order to get, I don't know if I'm even making sense, I'm rambling. But we're doing that, this is all new. So this is what we're just like, hey, do you guys want to do this with us? Do you guys want to learn a new way? Basically, it's being really humble and vulnerable right now. Like, I don't know it all, but I want to learn it all.
If I can interject, I know I've talked to Komet personally about this, and Komet's worked with other direct sales marketing companies as well, just like Cherie. At what point have both of you felt like, I just can't do this? I can't keep up with this. I'm burned out. Like, I'm busting my butt, trying to be like everybody else. And when you're like everybody else, here's the thing that I'm learning. When you're like everybody else and you're posting like everybody else, you don't stand out. You don't stand out. No one's going to see you in the mix of looking like everybody else. But when you start to look like yourself, and you start to be true to who you are, and you start to post the way you feel you are, and not trying to be like the person who's in, at diamond level above you, who's posting all these beautiful, like, palm tree graphics with all this beautiful language. That's not me. Like, that's not me. And it looks like everybody else, like, who is doing this. What's going to draw them to me? And that's what we're learning, is we want people to be attracted to us. We want people to join us, because I can tell you this, I've had lots of people join me, and the people who have stuck with me, and the people who have been using these products for almost as long as I have, the only reason they joined me is, one, because they trusted me. They knew that I knew what I was talking about, because they knew me already. So they had a history with me. They knew I have a background in health and wellness. Like, I'm in the medical field. Like, I know what I'm talking about. They knew I was super crunchy. They knew I'm like this natural mom that wants to do everything all natural. I don't give my kids antibiotics. I mean, they know this about me. And that's why they came to me about their health. They knew other people who were doing Plexus, but they came to me. And it's not because they thought, okay, well, I'm finally going to do this because I know those products work. They came because if I'm using them, they're trusting me because I'm using them. Go ahead, Sheree.
I think I'm still, okay, there we go. I was very fortunate with Isagenix because I joined under someone who really was living social tenacity, I think. I joined because I saw her journey and herself, and she was very authentic to herself, and she refused to cold message anyone. Like, she didn't follow Isagenix's marketing anything. And so she didn't encourage me to do it either. So I very much, she's like, I just share my story. I just share how it's changed my life. That's all I do. And God brings people. I mean, she had a neighbor knock on her door at midnight to sign up. So it was just like crazy stuff where the Lord, she just shared her story and God brought the increase. I did not have that experience. And so where I finally got burned out was where I was putting all this time and effort into these posts about how it was changing my life and the impact it was having on my heart and on the quality of our family and everything like that, but it wasn't translating into sales. And so I was finally like, this is not working. I'm not covering my costs, and then I officially got diagnosed with MTHFR, and so a bunch of the products I was using I couldn't keep using anymore because they had folic acid in them. And so it was kind of like, so this burnout did set in because I didn't see the results. It's like I'm doing all this, doing all these posts, and yet even in that, looking back, like there was still a lot of copying and pasting and a lot of, I would copy and paste it, but I would take out all the emojis because I'm like, that's just, I don't talk like that normally. So I'm not going to leave in 500 emojis, even though they're fun, because I don't put 500 emojis in the middle of my sentences normally. Why would I do that here? And so there was just stuff like that. But even looking back, it's like, yeah, that still sounded, there were still things that I did buy into, And so part of the reason I haven't engaged more with the selling side of Plexus is that, well, first of all, I didn't even know how to do the marketing like they say to do it because I never learned it. I never learned it with Isagenix either. I was like, I don't even know where to start with that. And I already knew that I wasn't going to do it that way anyway, so what was the point? But I think that I'm like, my time is so much more limited now than when I was selling Isagenix that I'm like, if I've been on the fence about, is this going to be a good return on investment for me? So I think that that's just kind of where I'm at. It's like, if I take the time to do these posts, am I really going to see am I going to see the returns? I had a couple of people that signed up with me under Isagenix. They said, I wouldn't be buying this if it weren't you. Like, the only reason I'm doing this is because it's you, and I know you, and I trust you. And so I very much agree with what you're saying about Social Tenacity's philosophy of, like, the people who really, it is, like, they knew me personally. And so that was why they made the choice, to use the products. And so, yeah. So I'm still thinking.
So I have a little interjection here, Rebecca and Beth. Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So just two things. I hear the baby waking up, so I'm going to run. But so number one, this is awesome. I hope you guys hang in here and do this with these girls, because I think it's going to change more in your life than just your Plexus business. So kudos to you guys. It's awesome to see that. But number one, just in response to what was just being said, is the difference here is, are you thinking about yourself and what you're going to get out of this and trying to sell a product, or are you thinking about others, thinking outward, serving others? How can I serve people? What do I have to offer of value? How can I take someone from where they are in a very painful, crummy situation and get them to where they want to be, which is energetic, full of health, whatever it is, less weight, more time with their family, more money in their bank account, So I think that's the kind of the high level view of what Beth and Rebecca are switching to, is instead of it being inward focused and what can I do to sell more, what can I do to serve more, and how can I show people to get from where they are to where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's good.
Very
That's
good. Karen, you have something? Mom?
Yeah, Rebecca, I know I'm your mom and stuff, but you were asking earlier about, what was it that made people sign up, when, or join or whatever, use the Plexus products. And yeah, I know mom and stuff, but when you called and said, I'm feeling so much better, I have energy, that right there, because I trust you, because, I've known you all your life, that testimony is what made me, you said, Mom, I think this is going to be really good for you. Give it a try. I trusted you. So yeah, I jumped right in, and yeah, I trusted you, and you were right. And I think, the whole thing about this is trust. You trust the person that talks to you about it, but it just doesn't happen overnight. You have to earn trust, and it's relationships. And I think that's, I tried, I've been on doing Plexus now for a little over a year, and like everybody else, I jumped in right away and did all the posts and all the stuff. And after, yeah, people got on, but almost everybody who got on is gone, because even though they were my friends, that trust hadn't been, and relationship about, I don't know, just hadn't been solidified and stuff. And this way is so much better. And it's like, I'm not really into it to make big money. I just want people healthy. Like Sandy said, I'm switching, and instead of me, what kind of money can I make? I really want to do what you guys are talking about. And it's like, I can't even put it into words. Just like Sandy said, I want to help people, because I've come so far. And not that it's perfect, not that my health is perfect now, but it's helped so much. But I want, it's because of the trust that I started. A lot of people you have still on your team, they trust you because you have been authentic. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I feel like I'm just going to become even more authentic and genuine with you guys. And because even though I feel like I have been like that with you guys at the same time, like how I was posting, or, and I know the back of this, like the back of my hand, like I know how to make the money with Plexus on paper, but that's not going to translate to everybody else. They're going to be like, yeah, sign me up. I'm going to, and here's the thing, Cherie, based on what you were saying as far as, not knowing if you really want to jump in and do it yet, or how it's going to translate. If you guys just started listening to the podcast with us and you get inspired and it inspires you somewhere else to do something else, that's all that matters, honestly. You might start listening to this and realize Plexus isn't my passion. My passion, my dreams lie elsewhere. If that inspires you, because these women inspire me with what they say and the insight that the Lord has given them, because like I'll be driving, listening to their podcast, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to write this down. Like it's changing how I'm thinking about so much in life, and I'm getting creative again. And I started sewing, and I have all these dreams and ideas for a lifestyle blog, something I've wanted to do my entire like internet life. Like as long as I've been on the internet, like I've always wanted to do that. And so that's something that I'm creating, and that has nothing to do with Plexus, but Plexus is the tool that energizes me, that keeps me healthy, and that's going to resonate with people. So yeah, I mean, I'm making different turns and leaps and bounds and stuff and huge decisions. But if just listening to this podcast inspires you to do something else or just ignite something in you, that's worth it for Beth and I. That's all we want you guys to do, is to feel inspired. And if it means not selling Plexus, who cares, honestly? Like, I want you guys to be authentic and genuine in who you are meant to be. Komet.
Hi.
Can y'all hear me? So, okay, so for me, I will already tell you. Let me step in here for a minute. I have a lot of things going on in different rooms here. For me, I can tell you I'm already on board, 100%. When I started Plexus, for me, I was in I guess you could say a desperation stage because I had had a baby. I had a C-section, an emergency C-section, which was not planned. And my health and my baby's health after he was about 3 months old just kind of was not the best. He was very colicky, not sleeping very good, very gassy, had acid reflux. He had to be on medication. They had upped his medication by 3 times. And I was not in a place where I could exercise. And he had caught some other GI tract viruses issues that literally I was breastfeeding him every 25 minutes. And he was having diarrhea and vomiting. And I sat on my couch for almost 2 weeks, literally practically hardly going anywhere. And I never experienced that in my life from my previous children. But the health was not very good. And my doctor was like, Komet, you need to eat good. You need to exercise. I'm like, how can you exercise when you're not getting any sleep? So long story short, with all the issues that my son was having, I was having, my sister-in-law had told me about Plexus, that it was safe because my doctor told me there was nothing on the market that was safe for me to take while I was breastfeeding. So my sister-in-law, and I know Beth. Beth and I go way back, and I met her through my brother and sister-in-law, and we became really good friends through us interacting there. So I trusted Beth, and when Hannah told me that it was safe for breastfeeding, I was on board immediately, pretty much, and I called Beth and took the steps necessary to do that. So then when I started taking Plexus, I didn't have any plans of it becoming a business for me. I just wanted to take it for my health. And for me, because I am a jewelry designer and I deal with style and fashion and lifestyle, I naturally posted my journey that I was taking in Plexus, and people started responding like crazy when they saw the results that I was having. And within about, I don't know, 3 months, I had like 50 people come on board. And that was in response to, they saw my results, they knew who I am, and they trusted me. So in I don't know how much time, what really knocked me was, I think it was around, I don't know if it was September, October, because it's been almost a year for me, but almost all those people are gone. There was like 4 left. I still have a few of my customers or people who are still with me who had the same experience I had, not with weight loss, but in other areas. Some with, I think 1 or 2 with weight loss, but others just major health issues. Like they're like, I'm on Plexus for life. And I'm in the same place. And so that is why they are still ordering. And it's not to build a business. It's because it's the changes it's made in their life. So I don't know, it really kind of rocked me for a loop, because I really saw myself as building this as a business, and, I was helping people, and that's been my desire, really, is to help people. And I've been in other, network marketing businesses, and I don't know, you just kind of get burned out after a while. You just kind of, you go so far, and then it's like, what am I doing wrong? And it's like you do the same thing, like what you guys are saying, the same thing. You copy, you paste, you do everything everybody else is doing. And then after a while, it just kind of fizzles. Something happens. And I feel like with Rebecca's mom, I can relate to, I really feel like, and I felt from the beginning and for a long time, once I had all those people, was the most important thing I felt was missing was the relationship, was the connection. They were there. There was a time and a moment where everybody was excited. Everybody was on board. And I felt like, that's awesome. But what's going to happen, because we don't have a connection? Like, we are not connecting personally and physically. to keep things going. It's all online. And I just didn't know how to cross over and connect with them and to help them, to keep them going through the journey as they hit their hurdles, as they hit their obstacles. And even for myself, to be honest, I felt disconnected in a lot of ways. And especially if I didn't produce, once I stopped producing so high, it's like, where'd everybody go? I mean, that's how I felt. And that is normal in network marketing, to be honest. If you are producing really high, then you have all this attention and they jump in, everybody wants to jump in to help you to get to where you need to be, because it's a domino effect, right? I help you, you help me, and everybody's going to move to the top. And so I just I don't know, I kind of fizzled out myself. I didn't stop taking Plexus. I don't know, I just kind of was floating around out there doing my own thing. And then Beth had shared with me about Social Tenacity. So I joined they had this free webinar thing or whatever. And I did that, and then I got this full-time job. But I will tell you that just from my experience that I had in the little bit of time that I took that free webinar, it is a game changer, and I can see it, and I want to do it. I feel like if I jump in board with you guys, I don't fully understand, I don't fully grasp, and I didn't get to finish that whole thing, but I can see how it works. And I understand, because people do follow me because of, I don't know why, I guess it's my lifestyle. I know it's the Lord, but it's my lifestyle, and they trust me. Like, they're like, I believe you, you're real, I know you, and all these different things. So honestly, I feel like there's nothing to lose here. I feel like there's only things to gain. And so while you guys are figuring out, I'm all aboard, jumping in, wanting to figure it out with you and go through it, because if it'll just help one more person to get to where I am. And now I'm on round 2 of gaining my health back. I've lost 30 pounds. See, for me, it is weight loss, but it's also my whole overall health. And so I'm now going into round 2. It's a game changer for me. And how do I bring people in, to help those that are stuck where I was, to say, okay, round 2, so it is about helping them. I'm no longer, I'm done with the business side. If I can earn enough money to, to do my products or to help more people, or I don't know, help people to have more vision or a dream or whatever, I'm about it. So I don't know. I'm with you. Here I am.
Awesome.
I interject really quick. This is exactly why me and Rebecca wanted to do this, because this is why we wanted to start doing these calls, because we felt like we wanted to connect with our team that wants to do this, whether it's to cover their costs for their products, or whether it's to build, a business, or whether it's just to find what you really are passionate about. And I know for you, it's not just about gut health for you. What it's about, like, you are about fashion and style, and like, so you could start listening to these podcasts and really get fired up about expanding your jewelry business. Like, it could go, you could learn so much from that, and incorporating, Plexus into your jewelry business, as far as like, I've got a little baby, this is how old I am, I've lost all this weight, I have all this energy, but it's giving me the drive to pursue my dreams. Or I don't know, like, I mean, the keys and the nuggets of information and wisdom that they give you in these podcasts are phenomenal. And what you walk away with is like what Rebecca was saying at the beginning of the call, is when we listen to these podcasts, they give you an aim, or they give you a call to action. Like, all right, so this week we want you to try doing this, this, and this, or, whatever. They make it super easy, but it's like, when you have a team of people with you that are like working on the same thing, like learning how to walk through this and do this, it's only going to be that much easier for you, because you can play off of us. We can get on these calls, and you can say, hey, I've got this post that I want to do. Does this sound okay? Like, me and Rebecca literally keep Sandy so busy. Like, we probably should just start paying her like coaching fees because we're constantly talking to Sandy like, hey, what do you think about this? And so now you've got this community. We all have this community where we can bounce ideas off of each other and be like, hey, does this sound genuine? Does this sound good? And so, and that's why we started this, is because we don't want to lose the community aspect. And I feel me and Rebecca both felt like that's what we had kind of lost. And we want our team to know, like, because, and I'm not saying anything against other uplines in the company or just our own personal uplines, but we want to do this differently. We want to do this differently too, so that we don't get burned out, like, so that you are building something that's genuine, so that you are finding what you're passionate about, and like what, you know, instilling your creativity and what it is that you want to do. So, I mean, and it might not be Plexus. So
Mackenzie is at my mom's house.
hello, Mackenzie Parker.
All right. So I don't want to keep this going on and on. We have we've talked about a lot of stuff. We've sparked ideas. But we really want to just dig into the podcast. So I have a next call meeting currently scheduled for 2 weeks from today. Now, if we have to move that around, we absolutely can, but we will make sure that these are always recorded so that if you can't hop on, you can watch the recording. But the event that I created within my Plexus team page on Facebook, that's where we're going to share. That's where we're going to, you know, you hear the podcast, something sparks a question, or you get super inspired and you want to share there. You know, the team page, if you look, it says there's 102 people there. That does not mean there's 102 active people. But the 7 of us right here, this is important. Like, this is relationship. And I want to try my best to be in touch with you guys, regardless if you guys sign somebody up, if you guys make a great post. You know, we're here to help and encourage one another. And has Plexus brought us together? Yeah, it has. And I'm really happy about that. And I'm thankful for all of you guys who I've gotten to know and build relationships with. So let's just keep that going. You know, if it's just 7 out of 100 of us, that's not just anything. That's great. That's huge. We can build each other up and encourage one another. So I will post the links to the Authentic Influencer podcast. You can listen to it through iTunes, Stitcher, or Spotify. I'll post those links on the event page that I have going. And so we're going to listen to episodes 0 and 1. And I'm pretty sure episode 1 is where they start their action, plans of action or call to action of steps that you can do to help just expand whether you're working on your business or expand your ideas, your dreams. So let's get started and let's do that. And if anybody has any questions, definitely ask them now. And otherwise, we will see you on the event page and here in 2 weeks. I think everybody's muted. Let me see if I can unmute you just so you can. Does anybody have anything else to say? Or are we all good? All right, guys. Thank you all for being here, and I can't wait to hear from you more.
I do have one quick thing to say.
Go for it.
Sorry, I was trying to find my phone. Got the baby on the floor. But anyway, yeah. So I just want to say how excited I am for whatever's going to happen for everybody in this group, because you know, whenever you start something new, it takes a little bit of courage. And it takes you pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So you're going to be asked to do things that you've not ever thought about before, and maybe feel a little odd and a little, you know, just a little different. And so I just want to say, whenever you feel that, just know that that means something amazing is happening. So hang in there and push through it. And I feel like, well, no, I know there's going to be stuff that happens in your life that's not even related to Plexus. So it's going to be really good.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandy.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, just message Beth or myself. Hey, TJ. All right. I am ending recording now.